First up in the Philippines, the combination of Typhoon Chemi and a seasonal monsoon has caused severe flooding in Metro Manila, affecting countless residents. To help, city volunteers and local volunteers were mobilized to distribute hot meals and aid supplies in the cities of Marikina, San Mateo, San Juan, and Quezon. Let's take a look.
As soon as the waters receded, Philippine city volunteers traveled to the Tatalon Elementary School in Quezon City. Currently, more than 1,000 flood survivors are staying at the school without clean clothes to change into.
Right now, these survivors need food the most. Other than aid supplies given by the government, they also need clothing and blankets.
To many of the disaster survivors, the arrival of the city volunteers is like seeing their own family.
Who is a city member or recycling volunteer? All of you?
We had so much garbage before and it affected our lives. We need to keep our living environment clean and sort all the plastic bottles and aluminum cans.
After receiving aid supplies from Tzu Chi, many local residents have started to promote the practice of recycling to other community residents. In just a day, Philippine Tzu Chi volunteers conducted a disaster survey and successfully delivered straw mats, secondhand clothes, and rice from Taiwan to flood survivors that are currently living in temporary shelters.
Thank you! We can only pray that no disaster will ever happen again. Whenever a disaster strikes, we have to abandon our home. It is really hard for us.
Other than distributing aid supplies in Tatalon Elementary School in Quezon City, Metro Manila city volunteers and community volunteers were also mobilized to care for flood survivors in temporary shelters and provide hot meals in the San Juan arena. 37 city volunteers also arrived at a local school in Rizal Province to provide 1,200 fried noodles to warm the stomachs of flood survivors. Meanwhile, in Marikina City, other than cooking hot meals, volunteers also joined hands with community bread stores and provided 5,300 loaves of bread to countless hungry residents.